Hello player, today we will analyze the match between Garry Kasparov with the white pieces and Anatoly Lutikov with the black pieces. d4. Knight f6. Knight f3. d6. Knight c3. Bishop g4. This move was inaccurate, the best move was d5. For example, d5. Queen d3. c6. With a balanced game. Bishop g4. e4. Knight from b, d7. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight c6. For example, knight c6. Bishop e3. e5. With an advantage for white. Knight from b, d7. e5. Knight g8. h3. Bishop captures on f3. Queen captures on f3. c6. Bishop f4. d5. e6. f. Captures on e6. Bishop d3. Knight from g, f6. This move was inaccurate, the best move was g6. For example, g6. Queenside castling. Bishop g7. With an advantage for white. Knight from g, f6. Queen e2. g6. Queen captures on e6. Bishop g7. Kingside castling. This move was inaccurate, the best move was queenside castling. For example, queenside castling. Knight h5. Bishop h2. With an advantage for white. Kingside castling. Knight h5. Bishop g5. Knight f8. The evaluation became 1.2, this was a serious mistake, the best move was bishop captures on d4. For example, bishop captures on d4. Rook from a, e1. Bishop f6. Bishop captures on f6. Knight from h, captures on f6. Knight a4. Rook f8. With a balanced game. Knight f8. Queen g4. Knight f6. This move was inaccurate, the best move was bishop f6. For example, bishop f6. Rook from a, e1. Bishop captures on g5. Queen captures on g5. e6. With an advantage for white. Knight f6. Queen e2. Queen d6. Rook from a, e1. e6. Knight a4. King f7. b4. b6. Queen d2. Rook e8. Bishop f4. Queen e7. b5. Queen a3. Knight c3. c5. Knight b1. Queen a4. d. Captures on c5. b. Captures on c5. c4. Knight from 8, d7. Knight c3. Queen a5. Queen c2. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight e4. For example, knight e4. Queen captures on d2. Knight g5 check. King g8. Bishop captures on d2. Knight b6. Knight captures on e6. d. Captures on c4. Bishop c2. Knight from b, d5. Knight captures on c5. Rook b8. f4. With a decisive advantage for white. Queen c2. Queen d8. This move was inaccurate, the best move was rook f8. For example, rook from h, f8. Bishop d6. Rook h8. f4. e5. c. Captures on d5. Queen b6. f5. Queen captures on d6. b6. c4. Knight b5. Queen c5. Queen captures on c4. Bishop f8. With a decisive advantage for white. Queen d8. Bishop g5. Knight b6. This move was inaccurate, the best move was Queen c7. For example, Queen c7. c. Captures on d5. Knight captures on d5. Knight e4. Rook from h, f8. Rook c1. Rook c8. With a decisive advantage for white. Knight b6. f4. d. Captures on c4. Bishop e4. Rook e7. f5. Knight from b, d7. Bishop c6. This move was inaccurate, the best move was b6. For example, b6. a. Captures on b6. a6. Knight e5. Rook d1. With a decisive advantage for white. Bishop c6. Knight b8. Rook d1. This move was inaccurate, the best move was rook e3. For example, rook e3. Rook f8. Rook d1. With a decisive advantage for white. Rook d1. Queen captures on a5. Knight e4. Rook f8. Bishop f4. Knight captures on c6. b. Captures on c6. Knight e8. Rook d7. Rook captures on d7. c. Captures on d7. Knight f6. Knight d6 check. This move gives back part of the advantage, the best move was knight g5. For example, knight g5 check. King g8. Queen captures on c4. King h8. Queen captures on e6. h6. Knight f7 check. King g8. d8. With a decisive advantage for white. Knight d6 check. King e7. This move was inaccurate, the best move was King g8. For example, King g8. Queen captures on c4. Knight d5. Knight b7. Queen b6. Bishop d6. Bishop f6. Bishop captures on f8. Queen captures on b7. Bishop captures on c5. Queen captures on d7. With a decisive advantage for white. King e7. Knight captures on c4. Queen a6. Bishop d6 check. King captures on d7. Bishop captures on f8. This move gives back part of the advantage, the best move was Queen e2. For example, Queen e2. Queen captures on d6. Knight captures on d6. King captures on d6. Queen a6 check. With a decisive advantage for white. Bishop captures on f8. Bishop captures on f8. Queen d3 check. King e7. Rook d1. Knight d5. Queen e4. King f7. Knight e5 check. King g8. Knight d7. c4. Rook b1. Queen d6. Rook b7. c3. This move was inaccurate, the best move was bishop e7. For example, bishop e7. Queen captures on c4. Knight f4. With a decisive advantage for white. c3. Knight captures on f8. King captures on f8. Rook captures on h7. This move was inaccurate, the best move was Queen d4. For example, Queen d4, e5, Queen c4. With a decisive advantage for white. Rook captures on h7. Queen f4. Queen captures on f4 check. Knight captures on f4. King f1. f5. Rook a7. Knight d5. Rook captures on a5. King f7. g3. White's victory. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your suggestions.